Hello and welcome to Mineral Town. That's right, we're playing Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town, on a Game Boy Advance emulator. So this is obviously a Harvest Moon game. If you're not familiar with the Harvest Moon series, it's very similar to the... If you're not familiar with Harvest Moon, it is like Stardew Valley, but it was actually the original Stardew Valley. So in this game, you create your own farm. We're naming ourselves, obviously, Jonathan. And then after we name ourselves, we get to pick our birthday. I'm going for spring 14th, the second weekend of spring. And then you get to pick your farm name. Obviously, this is Twisted Jonathan's farm, so we're going to call it the Twisted Farm. I don't know how nostalgic this makes you feel. I used to play Harvest Moon all the freaking time on my Game Boy Advance back when I was a young lad. So this makes me feel very nostalgic. I had a very difficult time with the emulator using a keyboard. So if you want me to continue playing this game, like and subscribe, just like the dog's name, subscribe. And let me know in the comments below if you want me to keep playing this game. I will hook my controller up because I'm sure that would be a lot easier to do than using a keyboard and mouse. But we're finishing naming up our dog here. His name is Subscribe, just like you should do. And all this information is correct, so let's dive right in. So in the beginning of the game, you start off looking around on a farm, and this man comes up to you and says, "Hey, the owner of this farm died a while back. You can't just come in here waltzing." You knew him, and you didn't know that he had died? He died about... 6 months ago, I reckon. When I was cleaning his place, I found his will. They said I'm leaving my farm to Jonathan. So until whoever that is shows up, I'm taking care of the farm. What? You're Jonathan? Will you tell me how you met the old man? And then you go into a nice little flashback of when you were younger, and your mom is talking about a trip that you just went on. I'm glad for the vacation too, says your father. And, of course, you guys lose your son. Awesome. And we stumble across the old man. Why are you crying? Did you get lost? The old man says. And he has a phone number on his bag. I have a phone number on my bag. Very good parents. And the mother and the father befriend the old man as well as you. You get to spend a few days on the farm while you're on vacation, and you get to play around on his farm. And I think these are like Polaroids of you playing on the farm, obviously in the top-down view of the video game. Having a lot of fun, chasing after the chickens, throwing rocks into the water, and hanging out with a puppy. How sweet. Laying in the middle of a field, a stranger says, "Hey." It's a young girl, and she thought we were dead. But now you get to play together. This introduces the love interest of the game, but we'll get into that more later into the game. The old man asks if we have fun, which we did, of course. And he doesn't have any grandkids of his own. And we have to go. And he asks us if we'll write him letters. The girl is sad because we're leaving. And she's going to be bored and lonely. And she asks us to come back. And he'll be waiting for our letter. The mayor of the town says you were writing letters to each other, huh? And when he stopped writing, you came to check on him? He gets an idea. Since he left you the farm, it's yours if you want it. What do you think? And we happily oblige. Great, from here on out, this place is yours. It won't be easy, but if you try hard, you can make him proud. And then you wake up the next day, and it's your turn to control the character. You gotta check the weather on the TV, which is a nice little feature. And you get all your stuff and tools from the toolbox, obviously. So once we get our tools all gathered together, we head on out. And we brave the new world. First, the mayor. Good morning, Jonathan. I hear you're new to farm life, so let me explain the basics. And then he goes through the basics of the game. With the emulator, it really doesn't make a difference what he says, because all the buttons are new. And it's just pointless, so we'll skip through these. And we don't need any more instruction, because it doesn't really matter. It's a little sad that we don't want to hear more from him, but it's not like we can really gather any information from it anyway. So I'm using a keyboard. But he gives us a little tip on how to make some money right off the bat. And gives us some information on meeting new people. He heads off, and it's up next. We have to meet the shop owner, person we sell our stuff to, Zach. My name is Zach. I'm in charge of shipping. Let me know if you want things sold, essentially. This is your shipment box. Putting things here is for when you want to sell them, and he comes by at 5 p.m. every day to pick them up. He does not work on holidays, though. So when you place stuff in the box on a holiday, he won't come pick it up until the next day at 5 p.m. And he tells us what works best. And also not to work too hard. Because we could pass out if we drain our stamina too much. And he heads off. And now we take over control. First things first, you gotta clear out some space. Because we're gonna want to plant some stuff here. So what I do is I get rid of all the grass, cutting it with a sickle. I cut some of these branches with an axe. And we get a nice little space for a 3x3 plot. Because 3x3 is when you buy seed bags, that's how much space they take up. So after we clear out enough space, we will continue on with our journey of probably meeting some other people in town. So that's exactly what we'll do. We'll head into town. And as you can hear, the music changes from the farm music to the town music is what I call it. And we meet our first person, Gray. He tells us, welcome to the boonies, and his name is Gray. Go into the blacksmith here, and we meet the blacksmith. His name is Saibara. And we introduce ourselves to him, and he introduces himself to us. We also meet Rick. He runs the poultry farm with his mom and his sister. Potpourri is his sister's name. So we'll go inside and meet Lilia, the mom. And our first love interest, Potpourri. Anyone with a gray heart next to their character is a potential love interest. What you have to do is you have to give them gifts as well as, speak to them as much as possible, and they will begin to like you more. I try to go here and it's locked. Okay, well, we'll continue on our journey then. We meet Sasha. And she runs the supermarket. And Mana, or Mana, she's a talker. Her husband is Duke, and they run the winery, but she loves to talk. So we go to the inn afterwards, and we meet the constable, Harris. Obviously, Harris doesn't have much work to do because it's a very safe and peaceful town. But we'll also meet our next love interest, right here, Anne. She is the daughter of the innkeeper, who we will talk to now. This is Doug. He is the innkeeper. We also can meet Duke here, Mana's wife, or Mana's husband, excuse me. We meet this nice old lady, Ellen. She doesn't really do much, but that's because she's been sick. But she has a grandson, little Stu, and he's excited to meet us, and he wants to pet one of our cows, but we don't have any cows yet. We also meet Anna, as well as, when we can actually get to talk to her, Mary, our third love interest. She works down at the clinic. We go into the supermarket, mainly to meet the owner, well, the co-owner of the supermarket, Jeffrey. Jeff. But we also take this opportunity to buy some seeds. This is where you go to buy your seeds in the game. In the spring, you have turnip, potato, or cucumber seeds, as well as grass seeds, which you can buy year-round, but you can only plant them in 3 seasons. You cannot plant them in winter. We'll go ahead and buy a couple bags of potato seeds for 300 gold, leaving us 200 gold left, but we'll need this to get going. Go to the church and we meet Carter. He is the preacher. You can go to him and confess your sins. We also go here to this weird little cabin behind the church, and these guys, these are called sprites. They are very important in this game. We're going to meet all, what is that? 3, 6, 7 of them. We're going to meet all 7 of them. Introduce ourselves to all of them. And why they are so important is because they can help you out on your farm once you get enough affinity with them. So to give them gifts basically every day is important, because they'll help you water your plants, take care of your animals. Obviously we don't have very many plants and 0 animals, so it's not very important right now. But building a good relationship with the sprites is very important. You hear there, after 8 p.m, the music turns off, and it's time to head back to the farm. Even if you don't make any products to sell in the shipment container, you can always go to that tree there and get honey and sell that for 50 coins. And since we had such a rough day of meeting new people, it's time to head to bed. Place our stuff down. Oh, hold on. We gotta plant these potato seeds first. So, after we get done hoeing 2 3x3 spots, we'll pull out our potato seeds, push 1 button, and now you have 9 potato seeds, 18 potato seeds planted, and we have to water them. Go down here to the pond, and water our potato seeds. After that's all done, it's almost midnight, so it's definitely time to head to bed. And that is day 1 done and dusted. Day 2, we eat something, and we head out. And we meet Juan. Juan is this, like, wandering salesman guy. He sells exotic stuff, like rare seeds and stuff. So it's very important to get to Juan when you got a lot of money. They're very expensive, by the way. So go to Juan once you get some money and get some rare seeds. But we gotta water our seeds that we have in the ground already. After that's all done, let's do some yard work and clean up some of these weeds in the yard. And get our honey, so we can get our 50 gold. Gotta give our dog some loving. He also has affinity and won't respond to your whistles unless he likes you a lot. We go down south to the cabin just below our farm and meet the woodcutter, goats. he will help build expansions on our farm when we need to. And we'll go to the spa and chillax until someone new shows up just in time for us to meet them. This will be our another love interest, Karen. I don't remember what she does, but we'll find out here shortly, I'm sure. But there's these little things here. We can give these as sprites. And that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to go to the sprites. The color of the plant, if you give them to the color sprite, it gives them more affinity. So we'll give the blue ones to the blue sprites. And what I thought would be perfect is giving this yellow flower to the yellow sprite, but he actually doesn't like them. He only likes the little stems, not the whole flower. So we'll have to remember that. And we come right back. Not just kidding. I tried to get some and then give them to the yellow guy, but that's okay. We get to meet the archaeologist guy, Basil? Sorry, no, he is a botanist, essentially. And we'll sell the rest of these off, because we couldn't give them away, and it's nighttime. So we'll put all of our stuff away, and go to sleep. And that was day 2. But day 3, which is actually the 4th day of the month, because we started on day 2. We'll do all that again, going and getting honey to sell, and taking care of our plants. Gathering stems, colored stems for the sprites. And meeting another person. This is Barley. Barley has a granddaughter. She hangs out in the little yard. Her name is May. But we'll go give our little stems to the sprites to build their affinity. We found an orange one. Nappy likes that. He's the orange sprite. And we'll give the blue sprites their gifts. There we go. And we'll do some yard work while we have the time. Smashing these rocks also helps build the tool. So the more you use the tool, the quicker it will be available to upgrade, and each upgrade has its own special characteristic. I thought we'd go to the top of the mountain at the top of the map and check out the beautiful view. Since it was the end of the day, we've done all of our chores. Unfortunately, it was a seizure-inducing nightmare, so we'll head back. Back on the farm, it's almost midnight again, so let's go check the weather. Oh, it's going to rain tomorrow. That's actually very helpful for us. At this point, I did something I've never done before, and I changed the channel, and there is this little game show. Where you have to guess the number, whether it's higher or lower, based on the number shown. And so I did this for the first time ever. I got a few right. And eventually I did get it wrong, and I believe I got like 4 in a row. Yep, 4 times in a row. And she gave me a gift, a rice cake. So you can do this. I don't know how often you can do that, but we'll turn in for the day. Alright, day 5, the weatherman was right. It is raining, which means we don't have to water those potatoes. Lucky us. So, we can do our favorite thing when it is raining, and that is go to the mines. Going to the mines, we'll find copper, iron, and other materials that you can save and use for later to upgrade your tools, or you can sell them. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go sell some copper that we find in the mine. It's also like Harvest Moon, or it's also like It's also like Stardew Valley in the way that when you dig deep enough, you can get better materials. But we'll sell these real quick. And we will meet a new character. This is Cliff. He's nice. He's happy to meet us. Super happy. And I thought since we had this rice cake, well, I might as well give this to a love interest, right? So I go to the inn, and unfortunately, I can't find Anne. I believe her name was Anne. But Doug doesn't want us going in there. Maybe she's upstairs in the actual inn portion, but she was not. So I thought, let's go to the hospital because I know there's a love interest here. And I throw it on the ground and break it forever. We take an L there. But we meet Ellie. She's another one of the love interests. She works at the clinic. So to lick our wounds, we might as well go back to the mines and get some more copper. It's very satisfying to be in the mines, especially on a rainy day. I love the sounds in the background. After we get copper, we get our first cutscene. So we'll check out what's happening here at the blacksmith. Is there anything you need? Mary says, I've upgraded a tool. It's much easier to use now. Thank you. And of course, Saibara is happy to hear that his work was taken on well and useful. Gray cuts himself. Accidentally, I might add. And Gray's very stubborn, and so is Mary, but she's the helping hand in the situation, and she helps fix up Gray. He seems very happy about it. And I'm sorry, Mary works at the library, not the clinic. So, that was the first cutscene in the game. That walking into a building, you can get some random events like that. Unfortunately, when a random event happens, it kind of ruins the shop that you're going to, so you can't use it. But that's okay. We're going to take this as an opportunity to stop. That was 5 days in Harvest Moon, Friends of Mineral Town. If you liked the video, please let me know and we can make this a series. Leave a comment below, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more nostalgic gaming content. I've been Twisted Jonathan, and I will leave you here. Bye.